from Urchfab. Today's video is going to be an update on the Mk2 Escort. So we're going to be doing a bit of work on that and hopefully get it to the point where we can try and start it. I've also got a load of video from the NEC Classic Car Show, so I'm going to put that in as well. So yeah, I'll show you where I'm up to with the Mk2 and what little jobs we've got to get done over the next couple of days. Alright, so I can't remember exactly how far it was along the last time I showed it on here, but I've got most of the wiring is sorted. I've just got to tuck that out of the way, plug that in. Probably one of the bigger jobs I've got to do is sort the radiator out. So I've bought some fans. I need to cut this off and obviously cover it over and move this over to here and have a 90 that comes out of here and then points down, because the outlet is basically right under there. Then that can be fully bolted in, and then we just need to put oil in it. Oh, the turbo needs a drain, so I need to find a bit of pipe that can do that, and then vacuum lines as well. I've got a list here. Temp gauge, need to get a temp gauge wired in, and then starter wire, fuel tank breather pipe. Got my seats bolted in, got some harnesses in there. These were given to me for the mongrel. They're nice belts, just out of date, but they're perfectly fine. But this car is obviously going to get driven probably way before the mongrel is, so I thought I'd chuck them in here just for now. So for the wiring, all I need for the ECU is a constant live and ignition live, a wire to the fuel pump which I've ran, and then I should be able to just connect that up and liven up the starter wire just to start it, and it should run. Obviously the whole thing needs wiring up properly with all the proper switches and everything, but battery in the back here. Just folded up this little box to hold it, and then just need to connect my cables to it. I've got all my fuel lines running through the car, brake lines running through the car, fuel pumps all wired in. That's the diff oil which I'm going to use. These are the fans, just some cheapy eBay fans. I'll show you the exhaust. So I've got the exhaust coming down, running around. I've just got it mounted on these like rubber bobbin things. I've got quite a few of those all the way along. Then one silencer here goes up and over top of the axle, down to another silencer here, and then another mount there, another mount this side, and straight out the back I need to just weld a little return lip on that just to finish that off. But that is the exhaust pretty much done, just needs all bolting up tight. This is I've MIG welded all this just using stainless wire. But that's the original, that's been TIG welded. This is all MIG. Which I use like my standard welding gas, which is like, I'm not exactly sure the mix of it, but you can use it and it works fine. You just get like the welds do look a bit grey, but they won't rust or anything. You can weld stainless exhaust with normal mild steel MIG wire, like if you are stuck and you need to fix something or repair something, or you just want to get something done. It does work fine, just it will, obviously the weld will rust a little bit, but it will hold and be strong. I've done it many times. That's something people seem to ask me a lot. So yeah, I just want to wrap this bit here. We're going to wrap the top of this just because I've got my clutch line there fairly close. I mean, it's not, probably wouldn't be an issue, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then this is my drain. I made this little bung to fit in the end of this piece, which is where the original drain connected to. I needed to step it down to the same size as the drain on the bottom of the turbo. So I've just got to get a pipe from that up to the bottom of the turbo, and then that's that pipe to the top of the turbo, top coolant hose, some vacuum lines, and that is all the pipe work and plumbing done then. Then we can fill her up with oil. Alright, so I've got this got a piece of hose sorted for the drain. Got this wrapped, and just used some welding wire because I didn't have couldn't get the little metal cable ties tight. So that's that done. Got that wrapped in there as well. My exhaust plate can go back on. This is my race ignition system. Need to crank it over and get some oil pressure going.
How do you know when this is on? Oh.
There's a red light on it.
It's on. Alright.
Ready?
Yeah.
Recording. Dry as a bone. Alright, so got no fuel getting to anything, and nothing coming back out the return line when I just run the fuel pump. So checked at the back and the line was all under pressure. So I've just gone to take my fuel rail off, and I basically had this connected up with the feed going into here. And I just looked at it quickly, and this has a bigger outlet here than it does for the inlet here. This one's like for like a 6mm inner diameter, this one's for an 8, so I just automatically thought feed, return. But looking at the way this is set up, I think it's the other way around, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because I've already cut the lines to fit. So I'm either going to have to rerun the whole return or just try and extend the return a little bit and try that, but pretty sure that's what the problem is. Right. Got those all swapped round. Not ideal, but fuel pump's making a bit more of a normal sound, so that's good. Made some noise. Belt tight, so there we go. She runs. Can't believe it. It's only taken me 4 years. So yeah, that's what I had to do with the. I'd already cut this one. This is a smaller hose, 6mm, which fits really nicely onto there. That's just steam off the where I made the exhaust wrap wet when I put it on there. Yeah, the bigger hose goes onto this side, which has a small fitting on it, so I need to get a bigger banjo for that. I'm still a bit baffled as to why there's a smaller fitting on the inlet than the outlet, but obviously that's how it's got to go. And yeah, I need to sort the rad out, but these vacuum lines are going to be a little bit tight to where I've got the outlet of the radiator coming out down here, so I might have to have a mess around with that. But at least I know it runs. Engine sounds pretty good. Sounds quite quiet with that exhaust system on it, which isn't a bad thing. I've got oil dripping everywhere, so I'm going to investigate that. Alright, done the turbo drain. Still haven't sorted the rad, hose, wrap the exhaust, vacuum lines. Do need to get some of the little clips that might stop them from blowing off. Temp gauge wire, still got to do that. Starter wire and ignition, I'm going to redo that. So I made this switch panel a while back, which goes in the centre, so it's just a little live block to feed a few things. Not sure whether I'll use this or something else, but I'm just going to wire the basic stuff, just a start switch. What I've done there, basically, I'll just fit into this, just so it's a bit more safe and not falling around in the footwell. Fuel tank breather is done. So before I can actually drive it, need to do a nut and bolt check, and that will involve checking every single bolt on the whole car, because this has been like put together over such a long period of time that quite often you do something up and you think, oh, I'll go back and tighten that up when I next do it, and then you never next do it, or you know, things just get left. So I need to do that. Only a couple of things to do before I can actually drive it. So hopefully, next video you see of this is going to be just the mods, me modifying the radiator, getting that fitted in. Oh, I've got to tidy up the wiring actually under the engine bay and sort that fuel hose. Oh no, my pen's gone. Basically where I join that fuel hose, I don't really want joins in it. I'm not a massive fan of like hose clips on fuel hoses, so I'll get some like of those little crimp type clips for the. So yeah, next video is going to be doing those little bits, and then by the end of the next video, providing there's not something like catastrophically wrong with this engine, you should see it doing some donuts. That's the goal. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be it for the little Mk2 Escort update. Went up to the NEC for the classic car show on the weekend with my mate Kieran, who's got the unit next door. Rob from Extreme Plasma invited me up there, got me a ticket, and so I went obviously to sort of hang around at his stand for a bit and then just see all the other stuff that was there. Went and saw the Car Builder Solutions stand, Magnum panels stand. They had a really impressive stand with some brand new shells. There's a brand new Mk2 Escort shell, brand new Mustang, and also a Volkswagen bus and a Mk2 Escort as well. But yeah, the brand new Mk2 Escort shell, that's something that I'd probably trade a kidney for, maybe even a testicle, maybe even two. So that was cool, and yeah, just had a look around at all the stuff on show there. So I filmed a load of clips of that, so I just put together all this sort of stuff that caught my eye. Got to chat to a few people that watch the channel. That was cool. So yeah, here's some video of that. Right, there you go. That was my trip to the NEC. Thanks again, Rob, for the ticket, and hopefully I'll have my car there at the next one. But that's going to be it for this one. That's it for the Escort update. Donuts guaranteed in the next video. Well, not 100% guaranteed. 95% guaranteed, providing there's no catastrophes. Fingers crossed, donuts coming. Just watching. See you on the next one.